something I think is even that you're touching on it, but I think it needs to be like really articulated is like not just building something or going and doing something because you think that's the right thing, right? You said to yourself like, oh, we don't understand the POS. We think this is the market,
Right.
right? But we're not going to start doing anything with that thing until we really investigate and understand what that thing is,
Yeah.
so that we can make better decisions off of that. And I think way too many people just do we think this is the next market.
Yeah.
And then they go, well, it didn't work. And it's like, but you did no investigation, right? And maybe there is even someone in your network, right? Like with you guys, the VP of Square, that could help you with that. Or just go around. Like I remember with Carrie, Carrie Norfolk, which was a bicycle delivery at the time company. And they were kind of like a DoorDash and Order Up at the time. That stuff was super fresh in like 2012, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to tap into every POS. And what they were realizing is that every time you did that, depending on the POS, you had to pay 10 grand to get access to the API. It was a pain in the ass, whatever it might be. And they were like, okay, well, how can we just, create a thermal printer to bypass that stuff? It's a local business, so it doesn't even matter, right? It's never going to be super huge. So he figured out how to do that after investigating instead of actually trying and building, POS is like crazy. Well, it is funny that POS is I always think that acronym is so funny, but I appreciate that you did that in that case. And Carrie did that at the same time as well, where it's like, don't just make an assumption and then act on it. Like do some investigation in that, because that investigation with the right people is incredibly critical on you not making, like you guys have been talking about, these bad decisions that inevitably could screw the business up forever.
Well, I'll tell you, we decided not to enter into retail robotics yet. We see it as an opportunity, but the market's kind of nascent and there's a lot of people trying, but no one really scaling it. But on top of that, we started looking at, I'm a firm believer of the micro monopoly concept, the Peter Thiel approach of first thing, pick a vertical that you're really strong at. Develop a product that can span multiple verticals, but focus in one vertical, maximize the value generation for the customer journey. And then once you have that, then go sideways. Unless there's like just a perfect opportunistic moment where there's like almost no downside, but you also got to understand, like when you, it's not just about making a product into that vertical, you've got to build an entire go-to-market team associated with that product. Right, you're not talking about hiring 2 more developers. You're talking about 2 developers, a couple sales support engineers, a couple salespeople. You've got to put a whole new marketing budget into a whole new like the trade press is totally different. So you're going to put money. You're going to basically split up your marketing budget, so you get a lot less focus. So anybody who says go and launch another vertical, I would say don't do it. Until
is that why like big software, like social media companies, when they steal features, they have a hard time having that feature become the successful thing that another company might have been able to do for that same kind of effect, you think? I mean, I know it's a crazy runaround, but
yeah, I mean, I think that there's an effect there, right? So it's a lot harder to go sideways into another vertical, especially in B2B, right? You gotta again, just having the product is only half of it. Having the go-to-market is the other part.
Budget is something in there too, right? I mean, that alone could be something, right? Oh, it's this person's here. It works perfect. Guess what? Over here, they don't have a line item for that thing.
Yeah, I mean, so why did we stick in warehouse robotics and manufacturing robotics? Well, it's because Mike, myself, TJ, we know we've been selling into this space for a long time. We've never sold anything into the retail space, right? So suddenly in the founding team, we can sell the heck out of that space. We would have to effectively create a sales team that is as good as us in store robotics, right? So you really got to think about these things, because you can get crushed. You get absolutely crushed when you go sideways.
Someone who's been directly involved within the startup community for almost a decade, I want to talk to you about a serious pain point. Spending a ton of time trying to understand the business landscape in the 757. That's time that should be focused on growing the business. At Startwheel, we're here to help you by compiling all of the news you need to know about in one place. Now there's no need to search multiple websites. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.